Sealaska. The name of our group is ANCHA, A-N-C-H-A. Translated into English, that means Alaska Native Cultural Heritage Association. The majority of us on the stage here are from the Seattle area. We have friends and relatives that have joined us. And what we're going to do, what you heard us coming in with, is a song. Ha, hey, ha, hey, hey, hoo, hoo, hoo. I heard the Austin Hammond and the Gay Sun dancers singing this song to the heart's content, and Austin Hammond with his hands, with his gloves, dancing like this. My heart went out with it, and I danced with the Gay Sun dancers for a while. I learned that song, and we do it also. It's from the Chilkat area. The next song you heard us sing always follows that song, so we jump right on it without introducing ourselves. The next song we're going to sing is a canoe song. And what we're doing is we're canoeing to a potlatch. And when we get close to where the potlatch is, when the first sighting of land, you hear this young ladies in the group will be hollering, they see the land, on the hay, there's the land. And from that song, we're going to go to the shore, and then we're going to do the entrance song to the longhouse. The entrance song to the longhouse is a song that my grandmother and her grandmother had in her family, and Fritz Willard and Dan Katzik used to sing this song also. It's an entrance song into the longhouse, and with all the desire in my heart for the past teaching this song to us, we're going to sing that song. And all of those that you wish to dance with us on that song, please feel free at that time to come up and dance with us going into the longhouse. And then once we're in the longhouse, we're going to sing a song, a Guna Na song. I say Guna Na in our language means it came from people other than us. The Greeks had a word for people other than Greek, and the word they used was barbaric. And we don't mean it in any sense like that, but they're people other than us. And that song, being that it came from the Bella Coola people from what we call Canada now, that song we will use as a Guna Na song. And the song following that one will be a ptarmigan hunt song. The ptarmigan hunt song came from the Athabascans. Well, actually the ptarmigan song, and then we'll follow it with the ptarmigan hunt song. And then following that one, we're going to go into the whale song, the killer whale song, in honor of all the killer whales that are here in the audience. And then followed by that song, we will be singing the Kakwantan Yetki. Gusua e Kakwantan. We're calling the children of the Kakwantan people. Come and hold my hand one more time. Hande Ijin. Come and hold my hand before I pass away. And following that song, if we have time, we'll sing the national anthem that was passed down to us. And following that one, we'll exit. And the reason I'm explaining this in the manner I do is because there's a lot of people in the audience that are not familiar with our culture. And I thought it best that we explain exactly what we're doing and that you can see the story as it unfolds. We practiced this for a long time, for 2 years. We did some of these songs 2 years ago, and we're going to do as many of them as we can. This time we also are going to perform tomorrow afternoon, and we'll probably do the same songs again. And we're looking forward to anybody that wants to donate a song to us that we can learn for next celebration, because we want to practice other ones. It's our desire, and the reason we call ourselves Alaska Native Cultural Heritage Association is because in the Seattle area, it's a big village, and we get together and practice these of our culture. It gives us pride in who we are, a foundation, something solid to stand on. We're not wishy-washy and walking in sand, in muddy sand. We're walking on solid ground where our ancestors have already traveled. I'll repeat. This song we learned from my childhood from Dan Katzik and Fritz Willard, Mary Willard. My ancestors taught me this song, and it's with me today. And I want to share this song with you as we're entering into the longhouse. doesn't mean you're other than us, but in honor of people that are other than us. We sing this song that came from the Bellapuna people. Association, but we all have individual names also. I was reading through a book of photography, one from this Juneau area in the Chilkat Valley, and every one of the pictures, photos, had a caption under it: Indian woman, Indian man, Tlingit woman, Tlingit children. I wish they had all the names underneath them, because we do all have names. My name is Kakwaits. My mother told me that translated into English as "it's me." So translated into English, it's Jack Strong. Kakwaits. I'm from the Chilkat Valley, the village of Klekwan, the land of the eagles, the land of the Chilkat blanket. I understand the Chilkat blanket came from where that song came from that we sang earlier, the forbidden song, Yahweh. That song came from there also. The Chilkat weaving came from the Tsimshian people. The Tsimshian people have lost that art. They will someday gain it back, but they will learn it from the Chilkat Valley, more than likely, because it's coming alive again there. They're taking lessons throughout southeast Alaska. They're taking lessons on how to do things like the old people used to. Again, our dance group, I'm going to let them come up one at a time to introduce themselves. Gook.
I'm very happy to be here at Celebration 94. My Tlingit name is Teshke. I'm named after my grandmother, Skashti's sister. This is my mother, Amy Nelson. And your Tlingit name?
Suoko yu katuwasak singkit kena shitka kiksha.
And this is my daughter, Amber Michael, and I wanted to announce a special award that Amber has done. Achievement that no one that I know of living in Seattle 28 years. She is the first Tlingit in her button blanket regalia to win a junior princess contest at a seafair powwow in Seattle, Washington last year in '93.
My Tlingit name is Skatut. The apron I'm wearing is from my great-grandma, Sally Hopkins. My grandma, Amy Nelson, is full-blooded Tlingit and is from Juneau, Alaska. I'm very proud to be here and have this crown I have on. I am grateful for it every day and everybody around me. Thank you.
I also wanted to mention that the apron I'm wearing is from my grandmother, Sally Yankee Hopkins. And I'm very proud and happy to be here. Good cheese.
I'm Phyllis Edenshaw. My dad is from the Queen Charlotte Islands, and my mother's from Prince of Wales Island. We're Haidas. This is my sister, Amy Edenshaw, and my grandson, Richard Kimball. Thank you. Woo. Oh,
Hello. I'm so glad to be here. I'm Aleut. My name is Ruth Eskalkoff.
Hi, my name is Shirley Anderson. I'm Eagle Wolf Kagwantan. My great aunt is Dorothy Wallace, and my Tlingit name is Kutsak Ganeshtish. Hi, my name is Zoe Eunice. My Indian name is Shakshakasti, and my great aunt is Dorothy Wallace. Ganeshtish, Ganeshtish, Ganeshtish.
Stakwan ichachtu isak Tlingitena, Klutna Hadi, Klukwa Hadi Yatki, Kagwantan, Danchunk, Gunichchish. My name is William Jackson. I'm originally from Juneau. I'm now living in Anchorage, and this is one of the original groups I belong to. This is where I got started here in Seattle. I want to thank you, and it's always happy to be here in Juneau.
My name is Terry Burr. I'm Simshan, and I've been invited to dance today by my cousin Lucille Oliver. I am from the Ginishkangik tribe on my mother's side, and we are Killer Whale. On my father's side, on my grandfather's side, we are Raven. I'm proud to come and dance for you guys today. Thank you.
Our next dance member is Corrine Heaton. Corrine joined the dance group in Seattle. She heard us and saw us dancing and wanted to know if she can join us. She was searching for her roots. She left Southeast Alaska when she was a child and lost complete touch with her roots. And she asked me if I knew anybody in Sitka with her last name. Her maiden name is Truitt. And I said I have an Aunt Amy James that lived in Sitka for a lot of years, and her family still lives there. I'll call there and ask them if they knew of the Truitt family. And there is also a Truitt family, not also, but there is a Truitt family that does live in Sitka, and he's a teacher in Sitka. And I got the number from my cousin Ron James, who also worked at the school, and I gave it to Corrine, and they talked extensively, and she knows now that she is a Wishkiton eagle shark. And my Aunt Amy James had made some moccasins for her, and she had made the rest of her regalia. I know she's proud to be here and to show off her roots that she had lost many years ago. And being in the Seattle area, we've given her the opportunity with this dance group to find her roots. Tammy?
My Tlingit name is Achkla, named after my great-grandma. I was invited here to dance today by my Uncle Jack. Gunas Chish.
Lucille? I'm sorry, Lucille.
Greetings from Seattle. My name is Lucille Oliver, Simpsian, the Killer Whale Clan, and my mother was Marianne Ridley from Metlakatla, Alaska. Thank you.
I'm very happy to be here. My English name is Laurel Dawn, which means in the light of dawn. And I am from Seattle. My father was born in Wrangell, Alaska. My grandmother was born in Ketchikan. She's buried on Burial Island. My Indian name is Sion Chin, which means strong right arm. And I'm very happy to be here of the Raven Clan. Gonishtish, Gonishtish.
Susan Tinker?
My name is Susan Tinker, and I dance with my girls Shirley and Zoe, and they've already been up here and introduced themselves. I'm adopted Kagwantan. I was adopted by Stella Monseger. Stella wasn't able to come here today, but she was here 2 years ago, and Stella's originally from Angoon, and she gave me her great-grandmother's name, Nutsi. I've memorized the girls' names so much, forgot my own almost. Thank you. Gunishtish.
Now that we all know each other, we're going to go into the ptarmigan song, followed by the ptarmigan hunt song. We were told that the dance group coming in right after hasn't showed up in Juneau yet, so you get to be entertained by us a little bit longer. And what a privilege it is to entertain you. That was in our dance group passed away, and that was his favorite song. We left that last verse for him to continue singing where he's at. Now on to the ptarmigan hunt song. These songs came from the Athabascan people through trade, through the grease route, the hooligan grease that our ancestors took up what they call the Dalton Trail. It always amazes me how the European people, if they walked on our trail, they gave it a different name. I think it makes as much sense as what their horses left behind. We're singing is the whale song, and I'm not just saying whale, but killer whale song. I have a lot of aunties that are killer whale from the Chilkat Valley in the village of Cluckwan. We'd like to honor them and also all of their relatives with this song. That song. I'm going to put a couple of chairs out here for the elders to sit on. I'm going to get the wave sign when they get tired of us up here. We need some more chairs up here. Someone would be pleased. Please bring one up. A couple. We have to come from the end. This is a story that comes from the beginning of our time. Two more. We don't want anyone. You young ladies, don't be faking it now. Way. You know, in actuality, these festivities would be happening in the middle of wintertime. And this would be our winter clothes. I think they would drag us all off to jail if we were here in our summer clothes. Now it look like mild-mannered Jack Strong again. My father made this vest for me before he passed away. The eagle design on the back was made by Ann Keener. Ann Keener did the beadwork on this vest. This was made in Cluckwan by Edwin Casco, owned by my brother Dave. He was honored for me to use it today. This story that I'm about to tell you is a story that goes back to the beginning of our time. I can hear a little bit of a drumming in the background. It was a time when there was hardly any food at all available. Must have been a red tide or something. The people were starving. And this elderly man sat with his back against the door, looking into his fire. And he prayed to the one and only. Can you help us? Is there something that you can do? Is there something that I can do? So the people can eat again. And when he was through praying, he heard this on the door. He got up and went to the door. He opened the door, and there was a beautiful lady. And she had a basket of food underneath her arm. He didn't recognize her. Who are you? He said. Who are you to bring this food? You may not remember me, she said, when we were just little children. We were on a canoe trip, and the canoe tipped over. And when it tipped over, everybody made it to shore except me. I don't know what happened to everybody else, but the Kushtaka people saved me. The land otter people. They took me to their village, and I've been with them ever since. And I'm bringing you this food. As a matter of fact, I married the king, and I say king because when the European people came over here, none was higher than the chief of the ship, and he answered to no one other than the king or the queen of the European countries, Spain, England, France. So thus, the highest that they would answer to here would be their equal, and that would be the chief. But I'm saying we had kings equal to what they had in Europe. The king of the Kushtaka people is my husband. Oh, unbeknownst to him what the Kushtaka people were. But he was proud to have his wife, who would be now the king's daughter or wife. As a matter of fact, I have 2 children. I have nephews. Oh, I bet you their royalty stands out. You could see it on them. I bet you could just see it on them. "Oh, I must go now," she said, and off she went. And he took what little food he had and shared it amongst the people, because that's our way. Our way is to share everything. Our way is not to measure our richness by how much we have, but to measure our richness by how much we give away. That is our way. So he shared what little he had with the people. And as weeks went by, and as he was wondering where the next food was going to come from, he rushed to the door. And there was his sister again, with 2 baskets of food. And she shared it with him. "Now, when am I going to be able to meet my brother-in-law and my nephews?" "A time will come," she said. "Be patient." She gave him the baskets of food, and she left. And he shared it amongst all the people again. And again, he was wondering if he was going to see his sister and if she was going to bring some more food. She went to the door, he went to the door, and she was there. "Oh, my brother-in-law made it with you this time." Oh, a big hug lifted him clear off the ground. You see, when I say the Landauer people, they are people that are able to trick you into seeing things that are not real. They are illusionists. My grandmother used to worry about us going to the river. The Kushtaka people will pull you into the river. They will trick you. They'll act like they're your friend. They'll look at them just at you and they will say, "Come with us. Come with us. I'm your friend." And you would follow to places you didn't want to go. But here is the king of the Kushtaka people. "Oh," he said, "look, around you there's seashells. There's these toenails laying all over the place. We use these things when we're dancing. I will trade with you all the food you could possibly want for this, what you have strewn about." And so they traded. And this man became a rich man and shared his riches amongst his people. But he was anxious to see his nephews and to go to the village of the Kushtaka people. So he made arrangements with his sister. The arrangement was that the nephews would come and get him. And he was to load his canoe to the max. And when I say canoe, we're not talking about a Coleman plastic canoe. We're talking about a canoe that is 60 feet long, made from one log. He loaded all his belongings because he was going to another village. And what do you do when you get to another village? But to share everything you have and give everything away. For every time you give everything away and regain that amount again, you add a bun to your hat. And the most buns and the elders are the most reared or the most honored. But he was told by his sister that when your nephews come, you are to turn your back to them and not watch them. Don't watch them. Because 2 little nephews couldn't carry a 60-foot canoe down to the water. He loaded the canoe up next to his house. The canoe would have to be dragged down to the water. It could be done, but he couldn't watch. Because as Kushtakas, they could do it. As the Landauer people, they could do it. But as human beings, as young children, they couldn't do it. So he promised he wouldn't look. His back would be turned. And when they came, the canoe was ready. And as he promised, he turned his back. And he can hear him pulling it down. Curiosity got to him, and he quickly turned and looked. And when he looked, they were young children, and they dropped the canoe. They were pulling it by the bow, and the back end was dragging. They dropped it, but luckily it was sandy shore, and it didn't break, and he quickly turned his back again. And they continued to drag it down to the shore, to the water. And when they got in, off they went. And they paddled for miles and miles and miles, and days and days and days, and weeks and weeks and weeks and months. And finally they reached the shore of the Kushtaka people. And when he got off, they had a big potlatch. And it was explained to him that he could stay there for no longer than 7 years. 7 plays a lot of big numbers amongst a lot of Indian people, indigenous people. 7. 7 is a big number. 7 years you can stay here. Beyond that, you become one of us, and you can never go back home again. And with this, he understood. And so he stayed amongst them. Years went by. And on the 6th year, going into the 7th year, he thought to himself, oh, what it would be like to have some nayadi, some half-dry fish, maybe some moose meat. Oh, what it would be like to have some hooligan oil. Ooh, what it would be like to have some seal oil. Oh, what it would be like to have some hardtack crackers. Ha. And he went to his sister, and he said, "Sister, I want to go back home." And the sister said, "Yes, this can be arranged. It's not too late. You can do it. But on your trip back home, this is your own trip. No one's going to be with you. Nobody." The European people wrote a song about this. You've got to walk that lonesome valley. You got to walk it by yourself. I don't think it was that one. Okay. So, what happened? He had to make that trip by himself. He could not think, not even for a second, the past. Only the future. The future is what counts, not the past. He was not to think, not even for a second. And he agreed, and off he went, paddling by himself. He went for days and weeks and months, nearly a year paddling, going back home. And it was a beautiful day, and he was laid back in his canoe getting rest. And he thought about this last day at the potlatch, his send-off potlatch. His nephew sat on his lap, and he was singing songs with them. And they sprouted tales, and the mother chased them off into the room. "Oh, don't you ever do that in front of your uncle. You were told." And when he thought these thoughts, he was right back at the shore of the Kushtaka people. And she said to him, "You didn't take heed. When you have your future in front of you, don't think of the past." This is what happened to a lot of our people that are trying to pull away from alcohol and drugs. It only takes that one time to try it again, and your trip starts all over again. Let us think of the future only. Gunas Chish.